Let me explain the difference between I used to and I am used to. Let's start with I used to. In English, we say I used to do something when we're talking about something we did on a regular basis in the past. For example, I used to play saxophone when I was a kid, which means when I was a kid for many months or many years, most likely, I played the saxophone on a regular basis or consistently. It wasn't once or twice and then I never did it again. It was for a long period of time on a regular basis. Okay, so here's another example. We used to go to our grandma's house every summer, which most likely means when you were a kid for many, many years, 5, 10, 15 years, every single summer, you and your siblings, your family would go to your grandma's house. It wasn't just one summer. It was consistently summer after summer after summer. Now, you don't do it anymore, but in the past, you used to do it. Okay, you did it on a regular basis. That's the idea. So here's another example. He used to be the best player in the world. He used to be the best player in the world, which means at one point in time in the past, for a long period of time, he was the best. From 1995 to 2010 or something like that, he was the best. It's 2021 now, so he used to be. Right? There was this large period of time where he was the best, or he used to be the best, but he's not anymore. One more example, just to make it even more clear. You will hear many times somebody might say something like, I used to smoke. I used to smoke, but I don't anymore, which means on a regular basis for a long time, I was a smoker. I smoked a lot. I don't anymore though. You can say I smoked, but that just implies that you did it at one time. But if you say I used to smoke, it means that it was, in the past, it was a habit for you. You did it all the time, consistently, but you don't anymore. All right? Now, let me talk about the grammar for this phrase. I used to do something. In this case, you're always going to say I used to plus the infinitive form of the verb. For example, I used to play. You don't say I used to playing. It's grammatically incorrect. Or another example, we used to go to our grandma's house. We do not say we used to going to our grandma's house. Or I used to smoke. You don't say I used to smoking. So in this case, something that you used to do in the past, you're always going to use the infinitive form of the verb. I used to smoke. I used to play. I used to drink. I used to go. Every single time. Don't use the gerund form or the ing form with this phrase in particular. Now, let's move on to I am used to, which is something completely different. So we say I am used to when we're talking about something that is normal for us or something that we are accustomed to. And to say I am used to something, the way I understand it, is the same thing as saying I am accustomed to something. So maybe if you speak a Latin-based language, you can recognize that word accustomed because it exists in your language. So a more natural, let's say modern way to say that, less formal way to say that in American English is to be used to. We don't say, it's not so common to say, I am accustomed to this. There's nothing wrong with that if you want to say that, but it's just much more informal and natural to say, I'm used to this. All right, so let me give you some examples. Number one, I'm used to waking up early. I'm used to waking up early, which basically means I am accustomed to the habit of waking up early. It is normal for me now. Maybe in the past, it was very difficult for me to wake up in the morning. I'm not a morning person. I'm not somebody that likes waking up early in the morning. I'm not somebody that naturally wakes up early in the morning. But after doing it day after day after day for weeks or months or years, now I'm used to it. Now I'm accustomed. Now it's normal for me. It's no big deal. All right. Another example. It's okay. I'm used to being underestimated. It's okay. I'm used to being underestimated, which means, again, it's normal for me now. It's nothing new for me to be underestimated. Everyone is always underestimating me, so it's not a problem anymore. I'm used to it. It's normal. No big deal. Another example. Eventually, you'll get used to the way we do things around here. Eventually, you'll get used to the way we do things around here. So basically what I'm saying is eventually at some point, the way we do things around here will be normal for you. It's not right now, but after doing it for so much time, day after day after day, you will get accustomed to it. It will be normal for you. It will just become second nature. Let's say it like that. Now, let's talk about the grammar for this phrase, to be used to something. So when we say I am used to da da da, normally we're going to use a verb or a noun, used to doing something or used to this particular thing. So if you're using a verb with this phrase, you are always going to use the gerund form of the verb or the ing form of the verb. For example, I'm used to waking up early in the morning. You wouldn't say I'm used to wake up early in the morning. Or like the other example, I'm used to being underestimated. You wouldn't say I'm used to be underestimated. So just remember, if you're saying I'm used to doing something, some type of verb or action, you're going to use the gerund, the ing form. Now, if you're using a noun, you are always going to say I'm used to the plus the noun. Okay, for example, you will get used to the way we do things around here. So you will get used to plus the, and the noun in this case is way, the way. You will get used to the way we do things around here. I will get used to the weather. I will get used to the way people speak. Hopefully you get the idea. Okay, so if it's I'm used to plus the gerund form of a verb, or I'm used to plus the, and then the noun. All right, my friend, now the difference between the two phrases I used to and I am used to should be clear in your mind. But like I always say, if it's not, leave your comments below if you're watching this on YouTube, or shoot me a message if you're just listening to this somewhere, and I'll try to clear up any doubts that you still have. All right, but that's Coffee with Kaizen number 11 in the books. I'll talk to you later. Peace.